My child, please stop for just a moment and listen with your heart. This is a live transmission, a divine interruption engineered for this exact second. The universe has actually paused your timeline long enough for this message to find you, not as a coincidence, but as confirmation that the map you kept praying for is opening in your spirit right now. Stay with me until the very end, because something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this door, and to scroll away now would be like tearing up a winning lottery ticket while the cashier is reaching to hand you the money. Hear me? There is a door in front of you tonight. It represents a shift you have sensed, an opportunity that keeps hovering, a relationship that refuses to fade, a calling that wakes you at strange hours, a restoration you have almost stopped believing in. The door is already unlocked. Can you feel the handle warming under your hand? Do not move past this moment as if it were ordinary. Your attention is part of the opening mechanism. Your focus is the key that is already turning in the lock. Stand with me outside it and listen with your heart. Breathe. Let the noise settle. Do you hear the inner click, those tiny tumblers in your chest aligning? That is not imagination. That is the alignment sequence, the divine frequency calibrating you to cross. Stay with me until the end. I am not teasing you with hope. I am ushering you to a real threshold positioned on your path tonight. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this door. Now, understand the conflict at the threshold. Fear will come quickly, like a loyal guard dog to your old life, barking every memory of disappointment, rehearsing every time you touched a handle and got burned. It will say, "Not now, not you, not safe." But listen, fear is loud because this is real. Heaven is not sending you adrenaline to run away. Heaven is urging your spirit to move forward while the handle is turning. Do not hand fear the microphone. Do not let yesterday's data cancel tonight's download. Stay with me. Keep your eyes here. If you click away from this moment, it will be like walking off the porch while the door is swinging open, like turning your back as the light finally moves through your hallway. Tonight is not random. I have positioned you at a real threshold, and your yes in this very breath is part of how it opens. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this door, and if you remain, I will give you the clarity you asked me to send. My child, listen closely. Fear is approaching you like a trained dog that thinks it is protecting the house called your past. It growls at the threshold not because the hallway is empty, but because there is movement on the other side. Your future is rustling the doorknob, and the old patterns are on high alert. Do not mistake the bark for my voice. Do not mistake the chill in your chest for a closed door. The fear you feel right now is not proof you are wrong. It is proof the door is real and your life is about to change. Stay with me until the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the only thing that can keep you outside is the story that fear keeps repeating. Understand what fear is doing. It is a spiritual mechanism that imitates wisdom, a costume your old trauma wears to appear reasonable. It takes the sound of caution and twists it into paralysis. It whispers, "Wait until you feel ready." It hisses, "You'll be embarrassed." It insists, "It will fail again." It warns, "People will judge you." It threatens, "You'll lose what you have." But hear me, this is not holy discernment. This is yesterday's pain performing as today's advisor. This is data from the desert trying to write the map for your promised land. It sounds safe because it borrows the language of prudence, but its fruit is always the same. Delay, shrink, retreat. Fear intensifies at doors because thresholds activate identity change. As soon as your hand touches the handle, the version of you that survived by staying small begins to panic. The old self senses its assignment ending. It knows that if you cross, you will not need its defenses the same way again, and so it fights to survive. This is why the noise is loudest right here, not because you're off track, but because you're on time. The angels are marking this exact second on your timeline. The frequency of heaven is surging to meet your step, and the counterfeit voice is scrambling to drown it out. Now hear the cost of hesitation. The longer you stand outside, the smaller you will feel. Confidence erodes when motion stops. Doubts multiply in the hallway. You start measuring the handle with your fears instead of your faith, and every minute of delay teaches your nervous system a false lesson, that retreat equals safety. This is how people spend years staring at unlocked doors, overthinking until their courage dries up, believing the bark more than the blessing, handing fear the pen so it can keep editing their future into yesterday's script. So I am placing a timer in your spirit tonight, not next week, not when the butterflies leave, not when every variable is perfect. Tonight is a narrow window where courage is easiest because grace is heavy on the hinge and the door is already moving. Use this softness in the atmosphere. Ride this wave while it's lifted. Make one obedient move before you sleep. Send the message. Put your name on the application. Pack the small bag. Delete the counterfeit. Say yes to the meeting. Write the first paragraph. Set the appointment. When you move while fear is still talking, you change the author of your story. Stay with me. Breathe. Take the step. The bark will fade as the hallway fills with your footsteps, and peace will meet you on the other side. My child, listen. Timing is not a suggestion in heaven's language. It is a lock and key system. I do not open doors to tease you. I open them when alignment is complete, when the coordinates of your preparation, your healing, your hunger, and your environment finally meet on a single line. That is why you feel the weight in the atmosphere right now. The hinge is heavy with grace tonight. The door isn't just unlocked. It has a countdown on it. Stay with me until the very end, because something huge is waiting for you, and missing this window would be like hanging up the phone just as the universe is answering. Tonight is not a vibe. It is a convergence. Watch how it clusters. A conversation that circles back to a topic you shelved months ago, a notification from a name you almost forgot, a sudden invitation that feels oddly precise, an inner push that makes your chest warm, a quiet instruction that keeps repeating in a single sentence you can't shake. These are not random bumps. They are pins on a map drawing you to one handle. This exact pattern will not repeat the same way if you delay. I have paused your timeline long enough for you to choose, like holding a door for a beloved one, polite for a moment, but not forever. Hear the mechanics of what is happening in your spirit. Your frequency has been recalibrated by what you survived. The very storms that tried to drown you changed your resonance so you could finally match the signal of this door. The angels have been synchronizing intersections. Your skill with a need, your name with a room, your healed no with a holy yes. This creates a soft spot in time where friction lowers and momentum is easiest to catch. That spot is tonight. Step and you ride the current. Wait and the water flattens into stillness again. Let me show you the two paths from this moment. If you step through tonight, you activate momentum. People begin to answer. Provision starts to collect, clarity compacts into next steps, help seems to appear out of nowhere because it has been assigned to meet you inside, not at the threshold. If you delay, confusion rises like fog. Counterfeits knock with flashy urgency. Old options dress themselves as new. Heaviness returns like weather and you enter another cycle that feels like almost, not yet, maybe later. My child, I am rescuing you from another loop. Stay with me until the end. I will release a destiny code to help you recognize the right door and walk through correctly. A pattern of peace under pressure, a specific repeat, a signature tug that will not counterfeit well. But obedience opens the channel. Do one concrete thing tonight that turns the handle. Speak the yes. Send the message. Mark the date. Move your foot across the line. This is not just a good idea. It is a timed opening. Your obedience tonight keeps the door from drifting shut. My child, here is the threshold test. Fear will not push you back with a scream. It will bargain with you in a whisper. One more sign, it says. One more week, one more guarantee. One more explanation to calm the butterflies. It offers a series of almosts dressed as wisdom, tiny delays that seem harmless, and with each delay, you let the old story edit the new chapter. The moment you hesitate, you hand fear the pen, and it starts writing footnotes in the margins of your destiny. Not yet, not safe, not ready. Listen, hesitation is like keeping your hand on the doorknob, but never turning it, like reading a winning message and never responding, like standing on a diving board and letting the wind talk you out of the water that was made to hold you. Stay with me. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side, and I am not asking you to feel different first. I am asking you to move. Understand the mechanics of confidence. Confidence is not a preloaded feeling, it is the residue of motion. It forms while your foot is crossing the line. It gathers while the hinge is moving. It arrives like balance on a bicycle. Impossible to acquire by standing still, instantly available once you roll. You keep waiting for a download of certainty to complete before you push, but confidence is the download that installs as you press. This is why the angels are urging you now. Do not wait for the silence of fear to give you permission. Move while it is still talking and watch how its volume collapses under the weight of your obedience. Tonight is when the door yields to applied faith, not to imagined calm. Do an inner audit with me right here on the welcome mat. What story are you repeating outside the door? Is it rejection? I am always the one left out. Is it abandonment? People leave when I open up. Is it failure? Every risk costs me more than I gain. Is it not enoughness? I never measure up, so why start? Whose voice taught you that script? Was it mine, or was it pain with a megaphone, a parent's wound, a teacher's careless sentence, a lover's betrayal looping as prophecy? You have survived by rehearsing that narrative because survival needed smallness to feel safe, but alignment needs courage to feel right. I am not shaming your old script. It kept you breathing. I am simply telling you it cannot guide you through this door. Tonight I am trading scripts with you. Hand me the one titled Survival, the one full of delays, apologies, and shrinking. Receive the one titled Alignment and Peace. In it, your yes is not reckless, it is synchronized. Your movement is not noise, it is music at the exact tempo of this opening. In it, peace is not the absence of butterflies, it is the presence of me at your side as you step. Breathe and speak the new lines with me, even softly. I am wanted, I am chosen, I am resourced, I am on time. I step while fear is talking, and peace meets me as I move. Now turn the handle. Do not ask fear to leave. Let it trail behind like a dog whose bark has lost authority. Take the obedient action while your knees tremble. Send the message before you over-explain. Confirm the appointment before you rethink. Put your name on the line before your history interrupts. Cross over while the noise is loud and watch it dissolve into the hum of destiny as the hallway receives you. If you wait for fear to go quiet, you will live outside forever. If you move now, confidence will be born in your footsteps, and the door will close gently behind you, sealing you into the peace that was chosen for you. My child, lean in. The revelation on this side of the hinge is bigger than you imagined. I am not opening a single skinny opportunity that risks snapping shut if you breathe too loud. I am opening a hallway. Inside this corridor are 3 doors aligned on one axis: love, calling, and restoration. They are a bundle, a linked sequence, a train with 3 cars already coupled together on your timeline. Turn one handle and you set the others rolling. Stay with me until the very end, because something huge is waiting for you, and tonight is the precise convergence where these doors are responding to your frequency like locks, recognizing the right key. The door of love is first to catch your eye, because your heart has been asking if it is safe to be seen again. This will look like a reconnection that arrives with gentleness, a new encounter that doesn't perform drama to convince you it's real, or an honest conversation with someone already in your orbit that finally lets truth sit between you without running. It will feel strangely calm, stretching, yes, but strengthening. Pay attention to how your chest loosens when you imagine saying yes, to how your breath evens when you picture that coffee, that call, that meeting at an ordinary hour that somehow feels appointed. This is not about chasing a high. It is about consenting to a peace that feels like you found the right room after years of pacing the wrong floor. The angels are already arranging chairs at the table of this conversation. Your part is to cross the threshold and take the seat. The door of calling stands a few steps down, and it glows in a different way. It may arrive as a role you were sure you weren't qualified for, an idea that keeps landing like a constant bird on your windowsill, a creative assignment that won't leave you alone, a move that keeps repeating in your spirit, or a message you have delayed sending because it felt too bold. This door opens as you obey a simple instruction. Send the proposal, confirm the meeting, record the first episode, submit the application, volunteer for the task that scares you in a holy way. Do not wait for a perfect plan. Turn the handle with one obedient yes and watch how clarity downloads in sequence, one tile lighting up as your foot lands upon it. The door of restoration is the one your weary bones have been craving. It is relief from the long, oppressive season. It is emotional healing that comes like warm water over the places that stayed tight too long. It is family repair, a text that softens, a conversation that finally breaks a stalemate, an apology that lands like medicine. It is practical provision, a payment released, a job aligned, a client returning, a debt restructured, a burden lifted, so your shoulders can stop bracing for the next hit. This door does not shout, it steadies. You will know it by the way your nights start to rest you again, and your mornings stop greeting you like a fight. Now hear me clearly. You do not have to force all 3 at once. You are not the architect of the corridor. You are the child who walks it with me. Choose the handle that is lit for you tonight. Often, turning the door of love unlocks confidence for calling. Stepping into calling pulls provision through restoration. Receiving restoration makes your heart brave enough for love. This is a connected grace system. The sensor lights in this hallway respond to motion, not overthinking. Take one step and the next pool of light will appear. So, my chosen one, do not posture, do not perform, do not try to micromanage how the sequence should play. Your job is movement, my job is mechanics. I have already aligned the hinges, oiled the locks, and assigned angels to the checkpoints. Something huge is waiting for you in this very corridor. Love that heals without hurrying, calling that fits like the coat you were measured for, restoration that returns what smallness said was gone. Move tonight. Turn the first handle I highlight and let the other doors answer your obedience in order. Peace will greet you inside. My child, pause your hand for a breath. Not every open door is mine. Some are stage props set in the hallway to siphon your courage, to reset your progress, to make you spend your strength on something that looks like forward but loops you back to the start. Listen to me. A counterfeit door opens fast but steals your peace. My door may stretch you, but it strengthens you. Stay with me until the very end, because something huge is waiting for you, and walking away now would be like stepping into the wrong elevator and watching the floors you prayed for slide past without you. Here is how you will know the counterfeit. It creates chaos without peace. Your calendar blows up, your sleep fractures, your gut knots, and you start apologizing for needs you didn't even know you had. It applies pressure without clarity. Decide now. Don't ask too many questions. If you hesitate, you'll lose everything. And yet, if you inspect it, the details blur just when they should sharpen. It flatters without consistency. The words are big, the tone is urgent, but the actions arrive late and thin. One day you're perfect, the next you are ignored. It requires secrecy that shrinks you. Let's keep this quiet for now. No need to tell anyone, don't bring it to light yet. And you notice you are hiding, not protecting. It produces repeated confusion. You keep replaying conversations to decode mixed signals. You draft long messages to clarify. You feel like you're always on trial to win calm. And after you touch it, you feel smaller, depleted, dizzy, less sure of yourself, like you are borrowing permission to exist. The counterfeit door is bright and immediate, but when your hand comes away, you are less. Now contrast that with my door. It can feel stretching, like stepping into a role you thought lived one size above you, like opening your heart where you vowed to keep it locked. But there is a strange steadiness under the stretch. The air is clean. Instructions are simple. The path may be narrow, but it is lit. You do not have to disappear to walk through it. You become more present. Questions are welcomed in daylight. Boundaries are honored without theatrics. There is a respectful pace that still carries power. After contact, you feel stronger, more awake, more honest, more resourced, like your ribs just loosened and your spine remembered itself. Fear will try to push you toward counterfeit comfort. It will tell you, choose what you recognize. Pick the pattern that kept you safe before. Go where the high is instant and the applause is loud. It will dress old pain as familiarity and call it wisdom. But familiar is not the same as aligned. The counterfeit is tailored to your old wounds. It promises relief without transformation, closeness without clarity, opportunity without order. Do not let fear sell you a fast pass to another loop when alignment is knocking with a steady hand right now. Stay with me. The angels are urgently warning that tonight, a false urgency will parade near your path to harvest your impatience. Resist the rush. If you click away from this moment, you may miss the exact markers I am placing to protect you from stepping through the wrong door in the next few hours. Here is your protection in one sentence. My door increases your peace as you approach it. The counterfeit drains your peace while demanding you hurry. Measure the doors by your inner weather. If your spirit keeps tightening the more you comply, back away. If your spirit gains quiet strength as you ask honest questions, as you bring it into the light, as you move one obedient inch, keep going. My chosen one, I am not teasing you with mazes. I am guarding you from traps. Tonight is a timed opening and discernment is part of the handle. Refuse the bright panic, choose the steady stretch, touch the door that makes you feel truer, taller, and more at rest even as you reach. Something huge is waiting for you, and protection is built into the path I prepared. Walk with me and let peace be the passcode. My child, because I will not leave you guessing, I am marking your path with codes. The angels are already out ahead of you, chalking arrows on the sidewalks of your timeline, setting small lights to blink at the exact moments your attention passes by. This is how I make guidance gentle yet unmistakable. Repetition. When your spirit is alert, what you keep seeing is not random. It is the same nudge arriving through different doors, numbers looping, the same word in two rooms, a melody repeating as if the air itself is trying to speak. Stay with me until the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and I am about to make the right handle glow. Here are the codes I am releasing into your next 24 hours. Numbers that repeat. 111, 222, 444, or a timestamp that catches your eyes again and again, like 3:33 on a clock, a receipt total, a building number, a specific song lyric that lands too perfectly to ignore, maybe mentioning doors, keys, home, love, return, or calling you by courage. An image of a door or a key appearing in unexpected places, a magazine cover, a mural, a notification icon, a stranger's necklace. A phrase overheard twice in different settings. Open up, right on time, step in, this is your sign. A name or an initial that mirrors the person, place, or opportunity now on your heart, surfacing on a barista's tag, a billboard, a random email. A location reference, street names, cities, venues you were just considering, suddenly circling you like migrating birds that all choose the same sky. These are not distractions, they are markers. Understand their function. Signs are not a replacement for wisdom or consent. They are a spotlight that narrows your field so you can focus on the correct door. They are highlighters, not handcuffs. They will not do your choosing for you. They will tune your frequency so you can feel the peace I have already placed by the right handle. When a sign lands, pause. Check your inner weather. If peace rises and the counterfeit urgency lowers, you have found alignment. If anxiety spikes and secrecy grows, step back. Another light will blink that does not demand you rush. Here is your practical move tonight. Before sleep, take paper and write down 3 repeats you have noticed lately. Numbers that keep visiting, a word that won't leave you alone, a name or place that keeps circling. Then ask me for 1 clean confirmation before morning's alarm. Father, mark the right door with a repeat I cannot miss and a piece I cannot fake. Release the demand for spectacle. Request precision. Lay the list beside your bed like a key on the nightstand and rest, expecting. I am setting a micro window over your next 24 hours. If you remain present, a confirming sign will tap the glass of your awareness, subtle enough to require attention, clear enough to settle your hesitation. You may hear the same lyric twice in 2 different cars. You may glance up to a license plate mirroring the number that's been whispering. You may be seated by someone whose name, initials, or city stamp the very file you were praying about. When it taps, do not chase 20 more proofs. Receive the one, breathe, say out loud, I see it, and take the next obedient inch. This is how I keep you from confusion and usher you through. Codes that repeat, peace that deepens, and a handle that turns under your hand tonight. My child, listen closely. Because I love you, I will make this simple. You do not need a perfect plan. You need 1 obedient step tonight that turns the handle and breaks fear's grip. Stay with me until the very end, because something huge is waiting for you, and your calm motion is the key that lets it meet you. Here is the 4-move obedience sequence I am placing in your spirit like a steady rhythm. Follow it as written. It is your anti-panic protocol for this timed door. Move 1. Name the door. Fear loves vagueness. Clarity starves it. In 1 sentence, write or speak what is actually opening. Keep it plain and precise, like a headline that even your sleepy self can't argue with. The door is a conversation with blank about reconciliation. The door is submitting the application for blank. The door is an apology to blank. The door is setting a boundary with blank. The door is saying yes to a new connection with blank. When you name the door, you create a narrow beam for your energy. The universe has paused your timeline enough for this clarity to lock in. Do not craft a paragraph. One clean sentence becomes your key. Move to touch the handle. Within this very window before your head meets the pillow, take a single immediate action that your future can point to and say, "That's when the hinge moved." Draft the message and save it. Set the appointment on your calendar with a real date and time. Prepare the document and title it with today's date. Lay out the clothes, pack the bag, place the folder by the door. Pray specifically, "Father, align me to this door and mark my step with peace." And then press one concrete button that proves you meant it. Momentum is angelic currency. Heaven honors motion more than overthinking. When your hand touches the handle, assignments begin to move toward you that will never come while you pace the porch. Move 3. Carry peace, not performance. You are not entering to impress. You are entering to align. Let go of outcome control the way you unclench a fist. Slowly, deliberately. Breathe out the need to be perfect. Breathe in the permission to be present. Choose simple honesty over polished performance. One clear ask, one truthful sentence, one steady tone. If you feel the urge to oversell, pause and let peace catch up. My door strengthens you as you approach it. Let that quiet strength be your frequency. Say it with me now. I release control. I carry peace. This is not theatrics. It is the vibration that turns confusion into clarity while you walk. Move 4. Close the old doorway behind you. Identify one habit, person, or pattern that keeps you living on the porch and stop feeding it tonight. Mute the thread with the counterfeit. Delete the number you keep returning to when you're lonely. Remove the app that eats your courage at midnight. Unfollow the voice that spikes your anxiety. Put a physical reminder of the old loop into a bag for removal tomorrow. Whisper, "I close the old doorway," and do one tangible act that cannot be undone without effort. The angels will seal what you refuse to feed. My chosen one, these moves are small, but they are real, and heaven measures real. Do them now inside this soft window. The handle will answer your hand, fear will lose its pen, and peace will rise to walk beside you. I am with you in every inch of this sequence, and tonight, obedience is your open door. My child, hear me. Tonight you must anchor the hinge you just moved, because fear loves midnight. It waits for lights out, for the quiet house, for the space between breaths, to renegotiate what you already decided with me. That is why I am giving you a ritual of activation, not theatrics, but a faith act that stamps this moment onto your timeline, so the morning finds you still on the inside. Stay with me until the very end. Something huge is waiting for you, and this is the seal that keeps your yes from dripping away while you sleep. Participation is not for performance. It is for anchoring. When you declare outwardly, you strengthen what you chose inwardly. When you mark it where eyes can see and ears can hear, you stop giving fear a private hallway to pace through the night. Your nervous system responds to witness. Your spirit responds to covenant. The angels respond to decree. So make a line in the sand with your mouth and your hands, and let heaven, earth, and your own future read it. I want you to write and speak this exact sentence now and place it where you will meet it again at sunrise. Type it, say it, and if there is a place to publicly plant it, plant it. I will not stand outside my door. I step through tonight. This is your threshold sentence. It tells your body what your spirit already knows. It tells your timeline, log this. It tells fear, negotiations are closed. Then add a second line to protect your corridor. I receive divine alignment and I reject counterfeit doors. This is not just poetry, it is permission architecture. It instructs your awareness to welcome what strengthens and to refuse what shrinks you. It gives your future self language to cite when the false urgency knocks tomorrow. Now do 3 simple anchors before sleep. Write the decree by hand on a card and tape it where your morning eyes must see it. Mirror, kettle, phone case. Send the sentence to one safe person and ask them to mirror it back at noon tomorrow. Witnesses make vows solid. Time stamp it somewhere that outlives the night. A calendar entry titled, "With Your Decree." A reminder alarm labeled, "Already Inside." A note in your own voice you can replay when doubt rises. This is the psychology and the spirituality braided together. The brain honors what is recorded. The soul honors what is declared. Heaven honors what is obeyed. Understand why this works. Fear feasts on vagueness and privacy. It thrives in the dark, in maybes, in "we'll see in the morning." But when you name it, claim it, and frame it in the open, you pull its batteries. Anchored choices are hard to rewrite. Sealed doors are hard to pry. When you anchor your decision, fear loses its ability to rewrite your choice overnight. The angels will stand at that written line and keep the counterfeit from re-entering the hallway you just cleared. Stay close, my chosen one. In the final movement, I will place in your hands the peace test, the simple, unmistakable seal that proves you are on the correct side of the door. It will be calm under pressure, breath that lengthens, clarity that doesn't bully. For now, speak the decree, set the anchor, and sleep inside. I am here. The door is held. Tomorrow will find you where you chose to be tonight. My child, feel the room you just entered. It is not fireworks. It is an exhale. The first sign that you are on the inside is not a parade, but a quiet knowing that lands like a warm weight in your chest, pulling your breath lower, lengthening the space between thoughts. You look around and nothing may have changed on paper yet, but the chase has stopped. The frantic scanning, the what-ifs, the compulsive refreshing of outcomes, gone quiet. This is what my door feels like from within. Clarity without noise, steadiness without performance, the sudden absence of the ache to prove yourself. You do not need to convince the room that you belong here. The room recognizes you. Here is the peace test I promised, and it is simple. Aligned doors bring responsibility with calm. Counterfeit doors bring adrenaline with dread. Measure it in your body. After you say yes, does your mind sharpen while your shoulders drop? Or do you feel wired and weary at the same time? Do you find yourself breathing easier as you prepare, or bargaining with yourself to tolerate the pressure? Do you feel invited to show up with honesty, or compelled to sprint to keep someone else's shifting target? Assignment plus breath is my signature. Urgency plus dread exposes the imitation. When you are inside my will, weight does not crush. It fits. The load sits where your frame can carry it because I sized it for you before you ever touched the handle. Let me speak to your history because tonight I am closing a cruel chapter. You were not rejected. You were redirected so your discernment could mature enough to recognize this exact door. The delays were not punishments. They were training runs for your spirit, rehearsals that taught your hands how a counterfeit handle feels slick and how the real one has weight. Every unanswered text, every closed loop, every almost that dissolved like mist, none of it was proof that you were unwanted. It was proof that the wrong rooms were not allowed to house you, and that I would not let your destiny be negotiated by those who could not hold it. You were never outside because you were unworthy. You were outside because time and truth were still setting the table. Hear me with final clarity. What is approved in heaven cannot be stopped by fear, only delayed by hesitation. The blessing was never fragile. Your yes was simply the key. The universe has already logged your obedience. The angels have sealed the hinge you turned. You are not keeping this door open by effort. I am. Your charge is presence, not panic. Your assignment is to walk the hallway you have just entered with the same quiet courage that brought you through. So, my chosen one, receive your commissioning. Tonight you are not standing outside anymore. Walk in. Speak like a resident, not a visitor. Organize like someone who is staying. Make the call. Keep the boundary. Tend the love that honors who you are becoming. Show up to the work that matches your measure. Rest in the restoration that does not need applause to be real. Let your new season recognize you by your peace. Let rooms adjust to your settled frequency, not the other way around. Something huge was always waiting for you, but now it is no longer waiting, it is welcoming. The right door has not only changed your coordinates, it has given back your calm. This is the proof you were never meant to live outside. Stay here, breathe here, build here. I am with you, and the inside will teach you who you are.